The last week of June is World Wellbeing Week. It's a week where we celebrate the many ways we can experience and incorporate well-being into our lives. I wanted to do this video to share how I incorporate well-being into my life and to share my top 5 tips to help you incorporate well-being into your lives too. Hello, my dear friends, and welcome. I love the idea of well-being, but what is it exactly? According to the Oxford Dictionary, it is the state of being comfortable, healthy, or happy. Sounds pretty good, doesn't it? But dang, it can be hard to do that when we live with chronic illnesses, right? I want to start with a thought about the bad days. We all have them. Sometimes we can do all the self-care and well-being tricks and tips that we have up our sleeves and still have bad days because MS and chronic illnesses can be like that. On those days, I invite you to be extremely gentle with yourself and kind with yourself. It's okay to have a bad day and lean into it and just let it be. The next day is soon enough to try again and pull our tricks and tips out and incorporate well-being back into our lives. That said, here are my top 5 tips to help us be comfortable, healthy, and happy. Number 1, diet. Eat like you give a damn. Yes, what we eat has a huge effect on our well-being. If we're filling our bodies with highly processed foods or food-like products that are full of junk like sugar, simple carbs, artificial flavors and colors, preservatives, hormones, pesticides, and herbicides, our bodies are going to respond to that stuff, and not in a good way. When we're eating garbage, we feel like garbage. It has been reported that eating fast foods makes the immune system more aggressive in the long term. Our inflammation goes up, our gut microbiome gets upset, and we have spikes and crashes of energy. On the other hand, if we feed our bodies nutrient-dense, whole, real foods, we feel better. People with MS who go on a low-fat, plant-based diet for a year have less fatigue, a better mood, and can reduce their weight, cholesterol, and insulin levels. Less fatigue and better mood? Yes, please. Eating a more whole food, plant-based diet can definitely help with our well-being, and it can be delicious too. Check out my video on some of the foods that I eat with the link above and in the description below. Number 2, exercise. Exercise does more than keep us strong and limber. Moving our bodies is a great way to stay in shape. It helps keep us more stable and mobile, and it has wonderful benefits on our well-being as well. Scientific evidence and expert opinions suggest that exercise might be the single most effective non-pharmacological symptomatic treatment for multiple sclerosis. One of the things that happens when we exercise is we increase our neuroplasticity, our brain's ability to modify and change. There's more and more evidence showing that exercise can improve physical fitness, walking mobility, strength, balance, cognition, fatigue, depressive symptoms, and quality of life. Improved quality of life, improved feelings of well-being. Also, when we exercise, our bodies produce feel-good hormones like serotonin, dopamine, and endorphins. These feel-good hormones add to our feelings of well-being. I walk my dog every morning, and it's a great way to start my day with a bit of exercise. I get outside in nature, get a bit of vitamin D, socialization with my friend and other neighbors, and I feel better when I get back from my walk. What's the best kind of exercise to do? The one you will do. I try to do a combination of cardio and strength training throughout the week with walking, Zumba, yoga, and light weights. What's your favorite way to exercise? Let me know in the comments below. Before we continue with the tips, please do me a favor and like this video with the thumbs up under the video. I enjoy making this content and I would love to reach a wider audience. When more people like a video, the YouTube algorithm will show it to more people. Thanks. Number 3, sleep. Sleep is so key to our self-care and well-being. It's also one that many of us don't really give a lot of thought to. We go to bed, we get up, we get on with our day. Did you know that people with MS experience more sleep difficulties than the general population? Yep, it's true. Poor sleep quality is associated with poorer quality of life, and improving our sleep could help. In this recent study on sleep in people with MS, they found that poor sleep sustainability affected quality of life, independent of 13 other MS symptoms measured. And for many people with MS, improving sleep could make a meaningful difference in their quality of life. Anyone want meaningful differences in your quality of life? Yeah, me too. This study also showed that specific MS symptoms, including anxiety, fatigue, depression, and cognitive issues, were associated with poorer sleep. Perhaps we need to think about our sleep quality and quantity a bit more. Other wonderful things happen to our brains when we're sleeping too. While we're sleeping, our brains commit our thoughts to memories, and our brains also get cleaned. Toxic proteins called beta amyloids get washed away by our spinal fluid. How cool is that? Some ways to improve our sleep are to have consistent bedtimes, start to turn down the lighting in our homes when it gets closer to bed to signal our brains it's almost time to sleep, keep our rooms as dark as possible, keep our rooms a bit cooler at night, try not to eat too close to bedtime so our guts are not busy trying to digest a lot of food throughout the night, keep screens out of the bedroom, and do some light stretching before bed. We should aim to get 7 to 8 hours of sleep each night. Are you getting enough sleep? Let me know in the comments below. Number 4, kindness in the forms of compassion and mindfulness. This one is probably the one that we struggle the most with when it comes to our own self-care. Are we being mindful and meditating regularly? How about treating ourselves with compassion and kindness? What, Vickie? Treat myself with compassion and kindness? Yes. Take a moment and think about being kind to yourself, just for a moment. Are you smiling? Yes? See, it's already working. When we do something nice, when we're kind, it changes our brain. It releases the hormones oxytocin and serotonin. They are neuromodulators that can help with anxiety and depression, two of the more troubling symptoms of MS. Being kind, even to ourselves, makes us feel happier. Meditation and mindfulness can also reduce cortisol, one of the stress hormones. Stress has shown to be elevated in people with MS and associated with higher relapse rates. In this review on studies done on meditation and MS, they found that meditation has been shown to decrease cortisol levels and improve sleep for both novice and experienced meditators. And that review went on to conclude that meditation has been investigated as a possible beneficial intervention for stress and symptom relief for people with MS. The current literature suggests a beneficial effect of meditation in MS, particularly quality of life. Particularly quality of life. One of the easiest ways to be more mindful is to simply focus on our breath. Try it now. Take a moment, close your eyes, and take a breath while focusing on your breath. Congratulations, you just practiced mindfulness. I try to take 10 mindful breaths every night when I get into bed, and I take another each morning before I get out of bed. I also try to do a daily guided meditation practice. There are many apps that can help with our meditation practice, and I'll put links in the description below so you can check them out. Find one that you like and works for you. Being mindful and meditating can be difficult, but once it becomes a habit, it can make a huge difference in our well-being. Number 5 is supplements. I know this one seems a bit odd, but some supplements can be very beneficial to us and part of our self-care routine. Consult your doctor or naturopathic doctor about what's right for you. Blood levels can be checked to see what the appropriate supplements for you might be. The first one I want to mention is vitamin D3. Low levels of vitamin D correlates with increased risk of relapse and disease progression. In this review, they concluded Evidence available to date suggests the level of serum vitamin D affects the risk of developing MS and also modifies disease activity in MS patients. The best source of vitamin D is the sun. Getting a minimum of 15 minutes of sun exposure every day, as close to all over our bodies as possible, is the best source of vitamin D, but we can't always do that. Supplements can help offset the deficits. Being out in the sun may also reduce depression and fatigue and increase serotonin and dopamine, the feel-good hormones. Next is omega-3s. Omega-3 fatty acids have many benefits, including a healthier gut microbiome, a healthier immune system, supporting our cardiovascular health, and helping our central nervous systems and brain function properly. They can also help with eye health, improve our skin hydration, increase the mineral density of our bones, and help us with sleep regulation. I'll put an article below if you'd like to see more benefits of omega-3s. I take an algae oil supplement as I'm plant-based, and we can also get omega-3s from plant-based foods including ground flax seeds, chia seeds, hemp hearts, Brussels sprouts, walnuts, edamame, kidney beans, wild rice, and kale. Next is B12. B12 is actually a bacteria that plays a crucial role in nerve function, brain health, cognitive function, and production of red blood cells. Low levels of B12 are linked to balance problems, fatigue, numbness, tingling, depression, and memory problems. Sound familiar? It's often one of the first things checked when we go to the doctor with symptoms. B12 is found mostly in meat, but in our modern world with modern farming practices, even meat eaters are often low in B12. So far, the only plant-based source of B12 that I've found is duckweed, or sometimes called water lentils. The research into this is still limited, so I'll stick with the supplement for now. There are many other supplements that may be helpful, and I'll put a link above and in the description below to a video I did on the supplements that I take if you'd like to check it out. I highly recommend working with your neurologist and a naturopathic doctor on which supplements may be beneficial to you. They can play a big role in our well-being. There you have it, my top 5 tips to incorporating well-being into our lives. Eat a whole food plant-based diet, exercise regularly, get good sleep quality and quantity, kindness in the forms of compassion and mindfulness, and supplements. We are worthy of self-care. Do this quick exercise with me. Think about someone you love, someone you really, really love. It can be a partner, a friend, a child, even a pet. And then think of them struggling with illness. Then think of all the things you would do to support them, to try to help them feel better. Then do that for yourself. You are worthy of exquisite care and deserve to have feelings of well-being every day. What will you do to improve your well-being today? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you like content like this, please give it a like, the thumbs up under the video. Don't forget to subscribe and sign up for my newsletter using the link in the description below. Until next time, be well.